So do you guys want to hear a real great motivating story? This is Tim Olson. What a guy. Um, Tim Olson speaks through his device. It sounds so cool, sounds robotic. He's just an amazing gentleman, very, very sweet person. And I said to him, you know what? You're so unique, you're so special. Get your Facebook channel going, get your YouTube channel going, express yourself. And then he chose this amazing title, The Empowered Driver. Guys, girls, go subscribe to his channel. I'm going to put the link right underneath this video. So proud of him that he just went out there and did it. And, you know, this is how rideshare drivers unite. We shouldn't be dividing each other. We should be uniting strong. We should be using our voices. In this case, he has a very unique and special voice, as you will hear in a few seconds. And he is driving the message forward. He shares really good information. He just got his channel going. He immediately texted and emailed me all proud and said, hey, Torsten, check this out. So I've had phone calls with him, and just enjoy this amazing driver and make sure you subscribe to his channel so we give him a huge, huge boost. Thank you. Happy weekend, my friends.
Hey everybody, how we doing today? Tim Olson here, Timo from Sacramento. Sorry guys, I always do that kind of thing when I start my videos. Welcome to the Empowered Driver. My name's Tim Olson, and I will be your empowered dude. Guys, I started this channel. I've been wanting to start it for some time actually, and I'm finally doing it for a lot of different reasons I won't get into, but you know, the empowered driver. How do you empower yourself? How is one empowered? How do you empower others? You know, these are questions you could ask yourself and figure out a way to contribute something to empowerment in a general way. But guys, I started this channel because I wanted a way to share my success as a way to inspire others. I started this channel because I wanted other people to come together and share their success to help empower others. I kind of envision the empowered driver to be a vehicle for us to lift one another up in times when we need it. I envision the empowered driver to be a positive and optimistic community of rideshare drivers, riders, potential rideshare drivers, and maybe just anyone else that needs some encouragement, needs to hear other people overcome their challenges through their stories. So the empowered driver really is a metaphor for something much bigger than just, you know, rideshare drivers. But I want to use rideshare as a tool, as a vehicle, as I said, to embody that. So obviously I speak with a little help. This is called an electrolarynx, and it vibrates the air in my throat and mimics my vocal cords and allows me to voice as normal as before, as normal as can be. I also lost my thyroid. That only affects my metabolism and stuff like that, but so I can still communicate, and that's awesome. but it took me a little while to get used to this. And when I was diagnosed with laryngeal cancer in April of 2015, and sitting in a hospital bed with a hole in my neck that I was breathing through, and looking at the scars that went all the way around here, staples and stitches, and I think I had, trying to remember how many staples it was. It was a lot. It's like 31, 27. It's a lot of staples. So when you're laying in a hospital bed and contemplating your life as you once knew it and how it's gonna be going forward after something like that, I mean, I can't explain it. There's no amount of uncertainty that you can fathom. So it wasn't the first time I've come up against some big obstacles in my life. And, at the time I saw this as a major obstacle, as a hurdle. Now I look at it as a lesson. I look at it as a learning experience. I look at it as a way to grow. That's what I mean by empowerment. It's like they say, life hands you lemons, make lemonade. Same kind of mentality, so to speak, but the empowered driver is, first and foremost, on the surface, it's going to be something for rideshare drivers to come together, learn from one another, grow with one another, get through some of this sticky, messy stuff we're hearing about in the news of rideshare. A little bit about me. So, I got this cancer stuff back in April of 2015. I was in Los Angeles at the time. I split my time between Minneapolis and LA. I worked in the commercial photography industry. I was for lack of better words, a photo assistant. I did a lot of lighting. I did a lot of production work. I did a lot of schlepping of gear. I did a lot of support role type things. I was what's commonly referred to as the eyes in the back of the photographer's head. I had his back. I did everything that he needed getting done when he was behind the camera and then some. So I did that for 19 years. And I was in high demand. I worked with some of the biggest shooters in the country. And I traveled all over the country. I even went to China. Met a lot of great people. And when I got cancer, I'm like, I don't know if I can keep doing that. It was very demanding work. So after I got out of the hospital, I was in the hospital for probably, I think it was initially like 16 days when I had my tracheostomy and my laryngectomy. So a couple months later, I moved back to Minnesota, and I did a couple of photo jobs, but I wasn't sure about it. And I started checking out Uber, and I signed up as an Uber driver, and I did a little bit of that. Then I took a job as a assistant on a shoot, and it was very challenging, physically, mentally. I mean, I got through it. I mean, I'm very experienced, and I got through it, but then I took another shoot a couple weeks later, and that it took me like 2 days to recover from that, sleeping. Couldn't do nothing. I was out of gas. So my metabolism, without a thyroid, my metabolism is all over the place, and my energy level, I have to work really hard at maintaining my energy level. So I really doubted my ability to do the photography work and commit to it as I knew I needed to. So I fell into driving Uber full-time basically at that point, and it was awesome. I loved it. And where I was feeling a little bit less than because I couldn't work in the same capacity as I was used to in photography, I felt empowered getting behind the wheel, being of service to others, getting them safely from point A to point B. And I was good at it. And I did well. I liked it. I liked meeting new people. I liked driving. I'm a good driver. I knew Minneapolis, St. Paul very well. It was great. I had all the ducks were in a row. Everything fell into alignment. And so I was able to continue a pretty normal lifestyle that I was used to. I'm a single guy, never married, no kids, so really only myself to fend for, but I was able to, keep a roof over my head and feed myself and keep my car on the road and pay my bills and do my deal. So I was eternally grateful. Once you have cancer, you experience levels of gratitude that are difficult to explain, and this was kind of one of them. I did take another photo job about a year ago. I did one last summer. Yeah, a year ago I did one. It was actually a lot of sitting around, and I just kind of had to be there if something went wrong. But yeah, I tell you what, even after like a year of recovery after chemo and radiation and all the stuff I've been through, that things had kind of calmed down, but even still, these like 12-hour days of just sitting around was monotonous. I mean, it's monotonous to begin with, but for a guy like me, it was pretty tough. It got difficult. I would have much rather actually been moving around a little bit and had a reason to feel tired, So I haven't done photography anymore. So I've been a Uber driver for 4 years, given over 13,000 rides. I've done well. I'm a high-rated driver. I'm over 4.9. I think I'm like 4.93. And I've wanted to start this channel for a long time, like I said, and I'm finally getting around to it because I made a big move. 2 weeks ago, I moved from Minneapolis to Sacramento to be closer to family and to continue my need to be away from winter. Back in Minneapolis the last 3 winters, no bueno, not doing that anymore. So I'm glad to be here for that reason. I'm glad to be here to be closer to my family, my little nieces. They're gonna be a big motivation in my life. And so I started all over. I had to go through transfer all my Uber stuff, get my California license, change my insurance, get another background check, couple other speed bumps, stuff like that. But I'm back on the road. I'm learning a new city, challenge, looking for tools to empower myself to learn it quickly and well so I can be working as an Uber driver at the same caliber that I'm used to. So that this channel is gonna serve, I'm gonna share my experience as an Uber driver. I'm gonna share my experience as a recovered alcoholic. I'm gonna share my experience in personal development. And I'm gonna allow other people to do the same. And it's gonna be a positive forum. So if you want to contribute negativity and why you can't do this or make excuses or blah blah blah, this might not be a good place for you to hang out. But if you want to learn how I overcame a lot of the obstacles in my life and how you can apply the same principles to your own life, whether it be Uber driver, rideshare driver, other gig economy, a regular job, if you have some health issue like I dealt with, if you all of a sudden are laid off if you're moving across the country. For me, rideshare was the answer, and it might be your answer, but it could be something else. But what I'm saying is, the empowered driver is going to go a lot deeper than just rideshare, and how to be a good rideshare driver. Because, I mean, guys, let's face it, you don't become a good rideshare driver by mistake. You gotta have some common sense. You gotta get along with people. You gotta engage in conversation. You gotta, multitask and deal with all the crazy road conditions. There's a lot of stuff going on, and anyone tells you that rideshare is easy and anyone can do it, that might be true for most people, for your average bear kind of thing, but there's a lot of people that I think that have a lot of trepidation of getting involved in rideshare when they're faced with a obstacle in life where, their options have become limited and they don't know what to do. So rather than sit and wonder what might have been, you might as well at least give it a try. That's my look on it. I've always flown by the seat of my pants. I've always done what needed to get done. And gratefully, I have not been too hung up on some of these issues, some of these fears, some of these whatever. I mean, I've had my thing. I'm not saying I'm exempt from any of that stuff, and I'll get more into that, but I've delved into a lot of personal development, and a lot of that stuff got me through my cancer. Driving Uber has helped me get through my cancer and maintain my independence. But I haven't done it alone. I've had a lot of help, and that's what I want this channel to be. I want it to be a community where we can lift each other up. So guys, welcome one, welcome all to the Empowered Driver. I'm Tim Olson. I'm just a regular guy doing what needs to get done, and I want to share that with you. There's a lot of stuff going on the horizon with rideshare, with gig economy stuff. I mean, they're trying to define a new industry, and I want to take a active role in some of that, but I want to also make sure we're all keeping our heads and our wits about us and doing the right thing for the sake of it being the right thing. And I welcome you along. Hop on in and we'll take a ride. And so yeah, down below you got that subscription, you got that bell to get notified when I produce new content, and I'll start putting content out right away. You'll get to know me better, I'll get to know you. We can have some fun, we can go for a ride, we can get a coffee, and looking forward to it. So come on, easy for me to say. Guys, so the big thing about this is I can't talk fast enough to keep up with my brain. So a lot of times I'm thinking, this is the most challenging things about being a Larry, is thinking faster than I can spit it out. So a lot of times you see me pause, stop. I'm thinking of a very direct and succinct way to spit it out. And so that's, I make myself laugh, and I try not to take myself too seriously. I have difficulty at times, I have bad days and whatever, but life's too short to get stuck in that kind of stuff. So that's gonna be along the same lines of what I'm talking about, the Empowered Driver. So come along with, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified, and we'll be doing some fun stuff very, very soon. Alright guys, be well, drive safe, and be good to one another.